Hey, what up, my people? How you doing? All right, my name is Ibrahim Ayomide. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for viewing, thank you for liking, and thank you for subscribing. Actually, so I'm excited. There's something I want to talk to you about, which is about the training, and it's a CAD training. Okay, AutoCAD is a 2D, 3D modeling application. It's a 2D and 3D modeling application. So what it does is help you with your 2D drafting, and then you can also go a step further by making your 3D designs from AutoCAD, right? AutoCAD is meant for that industry, the AEC industry, the architectural, engineering, and construction workspace, for those people who come up with different conceptual designs and then they take them into 3D models, right? So as an electrical engineer that he is, it's not just AutoCAD is going to be needing, it's going to be needing more than AutoCAD, right? As an electrical engineer, after learning the basics, let's say after learning the basics with AutoCAD 2D, and then you can go into an industry specific software, which is Revit MEP. When I say MEP, I mean Revit Mechanical, Electrical, and Plumbing, right? So Revit, we have Revit Architecture as well for architectural guys, right? For engineers who is into structural design, we have Revit Structure for them. So after learning the basic software, they go into an industry specific software, which is Revit Structure for a structural engineer. And if it's an architect, Revit Architecture for an architect. And if it's a mechanical or electrical person, it's going to be using the Revit MEP, right? Revit is a very robust software. It's a BIM software. That's a whole discussion on its own, right? And if it's an engineer that is not doing he's not into structural designs, what he's doing is a civil design, right? That means he has to go into, that means he's going into civil 3D, right? Civil 3D design for, I'm talking about Autodesk Photo this time. So that is our customer and that is our niche, right? So I'm going to be introducing, that's just for civil engineers. So for this class, for the purpose of this class, electrical engineer, I'm going to be taking you guys on the process, right? From start to finish, right? I have the course outline I'm going to be sharing with you guys on the channel. So please get ready, get prepared. If you are in the AEC industry, this is for you. All right. So that's that about that. There's a lot of softwares we are going to be introducing to you guys on this channel. So get ready, get prepared, brace yourself. There's a lot coming through for you guys. So I'll see you in class. Peace. All right, you might be wondering what I got on, right? No, got on like that, but what I mean is you might be wondering the yellow t-shirt that I have on, right? So this is not flip. You know, it's not that. What this is from the end polio trek that we did yesterday from my own district, Amole Golden. So what we did some awareness trek yesterday. We walked to the community and then started engaging pregnant women, women in general, or families basically. We started talking to them about vaccination and the importance of actually getting vaccinated, right? Taking all these things and putting polio, keeping polio at what? Zero. So this is nice. This is great. I'm going to be switching this up right about now. Then you're right. We back. All right. So I'm ready. I'm set for class. All right. I'm gonna be going to the class now. You join us in class. It's all about learning new thing. If you are interested in learning a new thing, join me. All right. Welcome, sir. Welcome back today. All right. So the first thing I want us to do is just a quick recap from what we did yesterday. I'm going to be starting with going to my course outline. So yesterday we spoke about what AutoCAD is, the deliverables for the class. I've given you your training manual yesterday. Yeah. So now we are starting with the tour of the interface, which we have done yesterday. A tour of the AutoCAD interface. Yes. So we are going to be starting with this. Let me highlight with color yellow. I'm starting with this today. So this is what we worked on yesterday, this yellow one selected, and then we are going to be continuing on that today. So first, I would like to talk on the tour of the interface, which we have done earlier. So this is the AutoCAD interface. Immediately you launch your AutoCAD, we first get to a landing page. Let me close this. So this is called the landing page. This is where you see your, where you have access. I'm currently using AutoCAD 2022. I think yours is also 2022. 1, or I think it's 1 that we're using.
Yes, it's 2021.
Yeah, this 2021. So mine is 2022. So there's no clear contrast between the two, just some little differences. So, but on this landing page here, we have new, we have open. Open is for me to go into a file directory on my system. If I have something of a file, AutoCAD file that I want to locate from my system, all I need to do is to locate them from here, and then I get to open whatever design I have from my system here. That is using open. I can open not just my AutoCAD file, I can open a sheet set, or I can explore sample drawings that comes with AutoCAD directly. The other one is here is new. What do I want to create? I want to create a new drawing. If I want to create a new drawing, there are templates that come with AutoCAD. We have AutoCAD, we have AutoCAD 3D, we have AutoCAD ISO, we have AutoCAD DISO, we have AutoCAD DISO 3D as well. So these are 3D interface we have specifically for architecture. We have specifically for mechanical. Can you see? There's a preview showing here on your own as well. If you go to your system there, you will see that. I want to close this. Look outside. Look outside. Look outside here.
Okay, sorry.
Yes, and go to start. Only start. That's where you want to be. No. Look outside. This start icon.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So yours is different. But when you go to open
files.
Yeah, you see it's opening your file directly. Or you can open from a template using this drop down arrow. You have to close this first, and then click on the drop down arrow there. So it's showing all the templates files, as you can see, right? The AutoCAD DISO, everything is showing on your system over there as well. Alright, so we have all these template files that we can work from, but most of the time we just click on new. When we click on new, we are using a default template called AutoCAD. So that means we are doing just AutoCAD 2D. And when we click on any of the templates, especially the normal default template that comes with the software, which is AutoCAD, the AutoCAD is selected by default. So when we click on the AutoCAD, I just click on Start Drawing. Click on Start Drawing. That big space, yeah, it's used that AutoCAD by default, and then it will open our work environment. I want it to be on the Home tab. Correct. Yes. Click on Home tab. Okay, so you are saying you have on your screen exactly what I have on my screen. The first section is this one here. We have the application menu. It's the red ball icon that we have there. That red ball icon on the application menu, this is where you perform your file management action. That means we get to save, we get to open, we get to select, we get to make some adjustment to our design using this application icon here. Yes. So after the application icon, starting from the right to this left here, from the first icon after the application menu, the open, that's new, right? Yes. And then to the last one that looks like a radio icon that does drop down. Yeah. Yes, that icon there, this one right here before the shape, mine is showing for, that's called the QAT. They are called the quick access toolbar. Yes, correct. So they are known as the quick access toolbar. They start from this corner to this corner, and then there is this radio icon. This radio icon below mine. So it's showing that everything that are selected here, that are showing, that are having a check mark here, they are the current icons that we can see on our QAT. If I decide to add more to it, then my QAT will continue to expand. If I keep adding to it, it will continue to expand. But when I decide to uncheck as well, it reduces to the barest minimum but this is user defined. That means you and I have access to make adjustment to how my QAT is going to look like. After that, we have another section called the title block, which is where we have this AutoCAD 2022 drawing 2. That's my own. Your own is drawing 1. So AutoCAD just gives you that name by default, but by default you are supposed to also save your own file when working on them. But this is known as the title block. After the title block, we have the next one, which is known as the search and account management. When I say search means, can you see there's a from this point where we have this arrow showing search, type a keyword or phrase. Yes. When I decide to look for, I don't know what this tool is used for. This tool that I call array tool, array. I don't know what that tool is used when I type array. Please don't do that because you are not using the license file.
Alright.
Yes, see mine. It opens. It goes to Autodesk Cloud. It goes to Autodesk App Cloud. No, it's not inside the application. That's why. These are. Can you see? Can you see? It's showing I Ibrahim.
So being licensed, you have more items,
Yeah.
embedded in it than you have in one that is cracked.
No, on your crack software you have exactly what I'm having here.
Yes.
But there are some features that goes to Autodesk Cloud
Straight.
to go and get information for you.
Okay.
But because you are using crack version, you cannot use it.
I have no access.
If you type it now, it might actually go through. But Autodesk, that means you come up into Autodesk Radar like that. Then now they will see your system that okay, there's one system that is not legitimate, but it's trying to also access the cloud services.
They will not arrest you.
Now they will arrest you. So yeah,
Offline have no access to what you want to do.
yeah. So you can see
Thinking that it was, like on some systems.
it's
when you have
inbuilt.
Inbuilt. So
No,
when you say
no,
search,
this is not
search
inbuilt.
is-
Whenever I'm searching, it's going online. Even you need your internet to be on. Now, even try to use it, you will see that it's not even working. You need your internet to be on because it goes to the Autodesk Cloud and then pick out this information for you. So I search for array. Can you see it's telling me you can create array to create copies of objects. It explains the tool for you and it even recommends you to video that you can watch that explains this particular tool for you. So they have resources in place to show that okay, use this one, use this one, use this one. So
When
this
I
is
think like a kind of tutorial icon, one of the icons here. I
yeah.
thought that would also be exactly what you bring that array topic from and teach you or tell you what it's all about. From
Yes.
the tutorial.
Yeah, there's something called the learning platform.
Yeah.
We have recent, we have Autodesk document, and then we have learning. When I click on learn, it opens all this icon for me.
Cloud seed or in system.
They are not distant, they are not system based, they are cloud. So whenever I click on Tor Autodesk interface, it opens a browser on my system and loads that content out for me. Can you see? It's trying to teach me AutoCAD from here now. He's explaining.
After startup,
Can you see?
start tab.
And it's still cloud based.
Yeah, it's cloud based. It's going when it's cloud based, that means it's using the
I was
internet.
thinking it's actually embedded in the application.
Okay, no, it's not embedded. Can you?
Drop down.
Okay.
Open a sheet set
So you
or
see,
export
it's doing an introduction into the interface for me, like I'm learning on my own, but it's inside the application. That's just to show you that Autodesk have enough resources to go around. All right. So this is basically where we get to ask Autodesk questions and search. So let me go back to my drawing. So this is where we call the search and account management. Why do we call it as account management? For me now, I have an Autodesk account. If I go to account details, it will open an account details for me here on my AutoCAD, telling me about my license, the contract number, and the license key. Everything that we have from this spot here, can you see it's trying to load up my account for me? Because I click on account details. So all these things that I have here from this array, from this type a question, can you see my user profile? This is my Autodesk profile here. I can change password, I can manage my license from here. So from everything that we have here to this dot, everything that we have here is for what? Account management. If I go to about software, I can manage my license. I can switch my license from one serial number to another. Everything here is because I'm using a license version. Are you with me, sir?
Okay.
So I close this. From here to here is called the search and account management. Every other thing that we have here is minimize, maximize, and cancel that we have another application like that. So then after that, we have one big ribbon. It is the one starting from this home tab to this empty space that we have here, this base. This is called the ribbon. The ribbon is loaded. The ribbon has 3 segments. It starts with tab. Ribbon comprises of tabs and panels. The tabs are the ones that we have on top here. Can you see the home tab, the insert tab, the annotate tab, the parametric tab? And each of the tabs have their panel. Under my parametric panel here, we have parametric tab here. We have geometric panel, dimensional panel. Why do they call them panel? Because they can be removed. They are flexible. We can remove them. We can fix them back. We can always return them back to their space. Are you with me? So when I go back to my home tab, I see the draw panel. I see the modify panel. These panels can be moved. I can adjust them. I can place them somewhere else. I can move them and also return them back to where? To base, where they are supposed to be.
they are flexible. This is user defined. So this is the ribbon. The ribbon contains tabs and panel. Even under that panel, we now have something they call flyout. Most of the panel have additional tools that are hidden. So to use them, we go into the draw. Under the draw, you can see an arrow below it. When I click on draw, we have other tools below it. That is called flyout. We have a flyout below the modifier as well that shows additional tools. Under my layers, I have flyout as well of additional tools. Under annotate, I have flyout as well of additional tools. These are flyouts that help me, that gives me access to other extension of commands under that same panel. So this is very, very important to be using them very soon. So apart from on the ribbon, we've spoken about the ribbon, which contains the tabs and panel and flyouts. We have our designs as well that comes in tab. After my start panel, the drawing that I created, drawing 2, is in form of a tab. If I click on this plus icon, I had a new drawing. I have them in tabs. All the project that I have currently working on, they come in different tabs that I can keep opening up, right? So these are different workspaces that I have going on. Apart from that, we have a section after the search and account, and we are talking about the ribbon. We have another section called the navigation. This is called the navigation section. It is everything we have around this corner here. It is everything we have around this corner here, just this side here. They are known as what? The navigation. The navigation basically helps us to what? Move around our application, move around our workspace. So we can see we have the what? WCS here, which is called the World Coordinate System. On this World Coordinate System, this is our normal north, south, west, east. And on this navigation section, all these, because I'm using a full AutoCAD license tool, I have access to the full complete AutoCAD specialized tool set. That means I'm using both AutoCAD 2D and 3D. So you can see some of the commands that I have here are for 3D. The first one, which is called the full navigation wheel, is a 3D command. The next one that I have here, which is the pan, can be used on both 3D and 2D. So this is a 2D command for me. I have another one called the zoom, which I use on both 2D and 3D as well. But the next one that I have called the orbit. Orbit is used on a 3D workspace. And then I have another one called the show motion. Show motion is used on the 3D workspace as well. So we are only concerned with the pan and then the zoom. These are the two commands we'll be using very, very often. All right. All these things we'll be using them when we start designing now. We'll start designing very soon. So after that, we have under pan, we use our pan. Pan basically grabs onto the workspace and move it around. Like you're grabbing onto the workspace and you're moving your workspace around. The other one that I have there is called the zoom. We have 11 type of zoom here. Zoom in, zoom out, all these are 11. So we have the zoom extent, we have the zoom, or we have zoom scale. These are different type of zoom you can explore on your own time. Some of them, most of them will be using in class as well. So now let's go to the next command. After the navigation, we have another one called the status bar. On the status bar, this is where you do, because when we design on AutoCAD, we design to specification. That means we have something we are designing for, a specification in mind that we are trying to design. So these are tools that help you to design to specification. They help you to design to specification. So they are called the status bar. We'll be exploring each and every one of them right now. So the first one that we have here, you can see we have the model or paper. Do you also have that on your own? I think you have coordinates checked on your own, yes. Right? Coordinates is the first thing. Now I have coordinates showing as well, right? Yes. And when I move my crosshair on my workspace, you can see the coordinates around here. It is currently reading. Yeah. It is currently reading. Why is it reading? You can see we only have a 2-part moving there because we are working on the what? X and Y axis. So AutoCAD is 3D modeling software. You can see we have even another 0 that is very stagnant. It's not moving because we are not on the 3D workspace. That is the Z axis. So the ones that are moving currently are called the what? X and Y axis, the one below here. X and Y axis are the one moving. If we are on 3D workspace, then the Z axis will start reading as well. All these coordinates, what they do is they show you the current position of your crosshair on your workspace. Yeah. After that, we have the next thing called the model. What is model used for? Immediately I click on model, it does something to me. It does something to my software. It moved from model to paper workspace by default. Do you remember this workspace?
Yeah,
This is for the layout. Are you with me? It is for the layout. It basically switches from my model workspace to my what? Layout workspace. Are you with me? This is what I now use for my printing. It is showing me this current white space is showing me the paper.
Like a print preview.
A print preview of my what? My model. Whatever I have designed on my model workspace. For example, let me just have a circle on my workspace. I'll just draw a circle and then I go into my layout. You can see my circle is showing now on my layout because this is what I have on my model workspace. Everything that you have on your model workspace will be showing on your layout workspace because now you are getting your design ready for print. Is it making sense? So now even on your layout workspace, there is something, you have two workspaces to work on. Let me zoom in and zoom out now. You can see the whole paper is zooming in and zooming out, right? Can you see that? The whole paper space is one zooming in and zooming out. But I will go back here on this my model and paper workspace. I'll click on model again. I'll click on it again. But now there's something that happens when I zoom in and zoom out. Can you see I'm not zooming the paper again? I'm zooming inside of the model. Is it doing the same thing on your own end too?
So is what you mean or what?
Yes. Can you see that?
We are still on the layout.
We are still on the layout workspace. Look at my screen now. On my own screen. Please look at my screen here.
Okay.
On my own screen here, when I'm currently on model,
Yes.
I am zooming the my model workspace. Are you with me? Let me switch back to click on this and be on my paper. When I zoom in, can you see I'm not zooming my model again? I'm zooming the entire paper. The sheet. Thank you. That's the word. I'm zooming the entire sheet set. This sheet screen that we have here. There are two. Are you with me? On the layout workspace, you can decide to work on your model as well. Sometimes you have your model here, but it's not showing, it's not fit to screen. Can you see my object is not currently showing? I can decide to click on this paper icon, the icon here, so that I can place my design on screen very well, so that it's showing perfectly. I'll zoom extend so that now the object is showing perfectly. Then I can now go back to my paper workspace. And one thing that happens is that whenever I'm on paper workspace, that means this. Whenever I'm zooming, you see that I'm zooming the paper. But when I click on my model and I zoom in, I'm zooming inside the viewport. Are you with me?
Yes.
We will explain this in our further class, so you don't have to stress yourself on this one. We are still on our icon. Are you with me?
Yes.
To make this, let's go back to our default. We just simply need to go back to our model here. Let's go back to our model. Look at my screen. My model here. I go back to my model on this side. Yes. Now I go back into my drawing workspace. This is where I perform my model from my designing from. But there's one trick I want to show you. Whenever you have distort your view cube here, for example, we have already switched the view, we have done something, we have scattered the view anyhow. Immediately you over on this section, there's something called the home icon. Can you see the home icon that is showing here? Home icon. Whenever this house that look like house,
Okay.
when I click on this house icon, it takes me back to the default view. Are you with me? You to adjust, click on your view cube and adjust it, and probably be on the bottom view or anything. Just click and hold. When you click and hold on this view cube and drag, can you see it's that scattered? So whenever it's scattered like that, you can always go back to when you over on it, you see this home icon. Can you see the home icon by this side? Yes, click on the home icon. It takes you to the default view, and this default view is usually a 3D workspace. But now immediately on your default view, just click on top to go back to your 2D workspace. Just click on top, and then you go back to your 2D workspace. Are you with me? So please, I want you to always click on the home view. When you are on home view, click on home view first. When you click on home view and then now click on top. Yes, now you can see that you are on your 2D workspace. Are you with me? Sometimes it is rotated. It is rotated. Leave it, please. Click on top view. So when it is rotated like that, you have, look at this again. You have these arrows that you can use to spin your workspace. Can you see that? That's what you can use to do your orientation. But make sure you're always on the compass. Can you see the compass? North, south, west, east. Immediately you are saying that means you are exactly where you are supposed to be.